Yo, so funny little thing that came up recently when I was watching some videos on TikTok. Mark Norman, the comedian, he's like real
Yeah, yeah, yeah,
dry,
yeah, yeah.
real like risque type of material. I don't know if it's his podcast or what, but I saw him on a podcast with Blake Griffin, and they were just kind of talking about random things, obviously, and also like racial questions because Blake Griffin is half black and half
Yeah.
white. So Mark Norman asked him a couple questions, like just kind of like when you tap into either side or whatever. He was
hmm
basically saying in a nutshell, when you're in an interview with the media, do you white it up, and when you're in the locker room, do you black it up?
Yeah. I don't know. That's a big. That's a. He's asked that
He
in
asked
in
that
a.
straight
Oh
up.
damn.
Like he was like, "Can I?" He asked first, like, "Hey, can I ask you just like a
Yeah.
racial question?" And
But
he
that's
asked him
real
like
though.
that.
That's a real life thing.
Yeah, and he told him basically, yeah, like in the interview he'll be one way. He's like, after this, I'm doing Mello's podcast, and I'll probably be in there with some shades, probably some
For
chains
real.
on. I'll probably be leaning back, like,
Say,
yo.
hey, dog.
Yeah, exactly. So it was just a funny thing to bring up, and a funny thing to even think about, just from the point of view, like for me, bruh, I'm Puerto Rican,
Yeah.
and I don't act Puerto Rican. I don't act white. I don't act black. I just act how I act, and it's like a funny thing for people because they're
Yeah.
always kind of like trying to pinpoint me, I guess. But it's like, bro, like I'm this. I came up like
Oh
this,
yeah.
and this is just how it is. So I say that to say, for me, I've never really had an issue feeling like I needed to act a certain way to fit in with a certain
Oh yeah.
crowd or
No, of
whatever. You know
course
what I
not.
mean? I just be how I be, and that's it. So it reminded me of a story from when I used to work at Subway when I was a
Yeah.
kid, bro. So
And it's a story you say one day might want to
yeah,
put this
facts.
into
This
a
is a
movie.
story that like I've always wanted to turn into like a movie or a short film or something. I took some steps to like actually like put it into action before,
Yeah.
but I didn't realize like how involved it was, and I'm like, bro, what am I doing? Like I'm not no movie tycoon or
Yeah.
something, you know
Yeah.
what I mean? But basically, what happened was I used to work at Subway, and this dude that like the guy basically that like trained me, he was a student, like, cause I was like 19 or something at the
Yeah.
time. So everybody that would work there, we worked by UCF. So everybody that worked there was pretty much just students.
hmm
So he was a dude that came from like suburban, like upper New York, you know what I mean? Like out in the outskirts of the city, you know what I mean? So he was a biracial kid, half
Okay.
black and half white. And he was a very quirky individual, to say
Okay.
the least. You know what I mean? Like he was a big fan of like older kind of hip hop. He was a fan of, because at the time it was like it was the time when like Rick Ross was popping and
Yeah.
stuff like that. So he was a fan of those kind of newer rappers. The ones that were still lyrical and stuff like that. But he was very much like '90s and early
Gotcha.
2000s hip
Gotcha.
hop
Yeah.
dude. But then he was also very like, hey, so it was just funny like to talk rap
Yeah.
with him, because like even when he would recite certain lyrics and stuff, it just sounded funny.
Yeah.
And he was so like, at the time this wasn't even a thing, but he was such like a Karen, you know what I mean? Like
Gotcha. Yeah.
bro, sometimes like we will be working at night, and it'll be like, let's say like 3 or 4 people will walk in, and it's me and him working,
hmm
right? One of them might have 3 or 4, bro. If somebody told him they had like 3 or 4 subs, dog, he would literally go to the back and call the manager for reinforcements,
Nah.
bro.
We got a
Literally.
code red.
He's like, yo, there's a long line here. I need you to come, because she lived mad close, and she would
Oh,
always say,
gotcha.
hey, if you guys are ever like
Man's just
mad
calling for
busy or
backup.
something, or you need something, let me know. I'm just right around the corner. Nah, he took that to heart, bro.
Damn.
Like if there was 3 people in line, he was calling her. She was coming tight, boy, like super mad, because she coming from home to help you do 2 or 3
Yeah, for
sandwiches,
real.
dog. Like this is what you here
Off
for.
some normal shit at Subway.
Right. He would always like have like long conversations with the customers, like, oh, hey, you like this, you like that, and like laughing all crazy and stuff.
Yeah.
People be like, bro, what is wrong with this guy, dog? So he was cool, but he was just like a little extra, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So he would start seeing like my homies pull up and everything. He was a certain way with me, but then when he seen my homies start pulling up, it was kind of like he started trying to like act real like hood, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like he started kind of switching into like another mode, like,
Code switching.
oh, in
Yep.
New York, I was this, and we used to smoke and this and that. And
Yep.
it's like, bro, I didn't even smoke at the time. So it's like,
Yeah.
Why are you trying to gain points with me with this?
Like I already saw who you are. You're not showing
Exactly,
yourself as a different
exactly.
person to me at this point.
And that was really funny to me too. It's like, bro, like, you don't think I hear you and
Yeah.
talk to you all this time? Like, I already know what you
I
about,
know
bro.
who you are.
But he took a liking to my friends,
Mm-hmm.
so he would hook them up when they would pull up. So finally, when he's like, "Yo, man, I've been thinking lately that I might want to finally smoke again." He had been like talking about it for like weeks.
Mhm.
You know what I mean? And then finally, we were having like a little chill session, like studio session one night. Like, you know, 'cause we would get together at my boy's crib and like record. We had a little studio there. We would record, just BS, you know, whatever. It was a trap, bro. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? Like there was no kitchen, literally. Like there was no appliances, nothing. We was just there doing whatever. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? He didn't really know that. You know what I'm saying? He
wasn't ready for
he
that.
just seen me. He seen my boys.
That seems
He's-
like an all right thing to
You
join.
know what I'm saying? Like, I don't know. I don't, like, thinking back, bro, I don't know what he's ever
Yeah.
been a part of, where he's been, you know what I'm saying? So, like, to me at the time, it's like, I didn't even mention it to him, like, what the setting was.
Yeah.
Because it's like,
Yeah.
you talking to me like you about this life. You know what I mean? I'm like, all right, bro,
Yeah.
you know, he mentioned him wanting to come over. My boy said he's good because he always hooked up my boy with subs and
Yeah.
cookies and stuff. He said, yo, just make sure you bring some
Some-
stuff. You know what I mean? So he got his little, like,
Yeah.
you know.
And that's the thing, like those kind of people, they're open. You know what I'm saying? Oh, he fucks with you. We fuck with him. Like, come through.
And it was good vibes, you know what
Yeah.
I'm saying? Just he was just a little like lost as a person, I would say.
Yeah,
You know what I
okay.
mean? Like
Yeah,
he didn't
yeah,
really
yeah.
know what he was
I met
about
some
even.
people like
you know
that,
what I
yeah.
mean? So he pulls up, right? He pulls up, he hits me, yo, I'm out front. I come out and get him. He was already looking kind of like, you know, looking
Yeah.
back and forth and feeling kind of weird. Like I could already tell because
A little shook.
where we was at, you know what I'm saying? Like we worked by UCF, but I had him come out to Goldenrod. You
Yeah.
know what I mean? Like you already know in Orlando, like Goldenrod,
Mhm.
Cimarron, that's like, you know,
Yeah.
that's where,
Still looks
where
the same
stuff
to
goes
this day.
down. You know what I mean? So he pulled up. He was already kind of sus. He comes in. We go to the little makeshift studio in the back. It was just basically a room that we painted black,
Yeah.
and there was a laptop and a mic in there. It wasn't a
Yeah.
studio.
That's the
we just
definition
called
of
it
makeshift.
Yeah, we just called it the black room. It was literally a couch, a painted black room,
Yeah.
a mic, and and the laptop wasn't even there. It was I would bring the laptop. You know what I mean?
Yeah. It's more of the area of recording.
Exactly,
More than,
exactly.
Yeah, no, I got you.
So we set up back there. They start passing blunts back and forth and stuff. At this time, I didn't smoke, so I'm just chilling. You know, I'm there for the music. I'm there for the vibes.
Yeah.
He starts feeling nice. He starts freestyling. Everybody's laughing because you know,
Mans was in the zone.
yo, they was high and they could tell he was high, just feeling hype. You know when you were like hanging out with somebody that you could tell they never hung out like that before.
Oh, yeah.
So they're acting like real amped
Oh,
and
yeah.
different. So we were just kind of looking at each other like, bro, he's hype. You know what I
Yeah,
mean?
for
Like
real.
he's hype right now.
Yo.
So they're recording, right? He gets high. He's feeling good. He's going back and forth with my other boy. Like they're catching a vibe, and like he didn't really know him, but they're getting cool. You know what I mean? All of a sudden, we hear like banging at the door.
It's a nighttime.
It's at night. It's dumb late because we came after work, bro. You know,
hey,
like we were done.
nighttime on Goldenrod.
Yeah, we were
Those
done.
bangs aren't good bangs.
Yep. I left early. Like I had like a short shift.
Yeah.
So I left like at 9 or something. He had the closing shift. He would leave like at 11 or something. So I was already at my boy's crib, but we had work that night. You know what I mean? So he pulls up. At this time, it's probably already like 1, 2 in the morning, something like that. So we hear the banging. We start coming outside to see what's going on. So what had happened was some of my other homies pulled up because they would come hang out there too. Because one of them lived there,
Yeah.
and then he had like his friends would come over. It was all our friends, you know what I mean? But
Yeah.
he specifically hung out with them more, you know. So they had pulled up. They had got back home, but as soon as they pulled up, like 6, 7 cop cars surrounded them.
Oh, 12.
As soon as they
came
parked
through.
up.
Damn.
So when we came out, what we had seen was when the cops pulled up, and I guess I don't know if they knew the cops were coming or what, and that's why he was like coming to the door like that. But when we come out, we see the cops pull up and everything. We locked the door, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Because my boy that owned the crib,
Yeah.
he
Protocol.
he had already been arrested so many
protocol.
times, dog, that his lawyer had him trained, bro. You know
That's
what I'm saying?
trap house protocol right
Facts. So he locks the door. They're outside. My boy from Subway is tripping, bro.
Yeah.
He's looking out the window like, oh my God, what's going
Oh,
on?
he's
Why is
wild.
all these
And he's
cops-"
high.
And he's high
And he
for the
hasn't
first
smoked in
time.
a while. Oh,
I'm
that is
suspecting
the
for the
worst
first time ever,
paranoia.
bro. I
That
don't
is
think
paranoia to the max.
I
right
really
there.
don't think he had smoked before that. Like even the way he smoked, you know what I mean? You know when you see
yeah.
somebody, even
Yeah.
the way he did it was kind of like, yeah. So I'm thinking this is his first time really. So imagine, bro,
Yeah.
this is your first time smoking.
Yeah.
As soon as you get done getting high and chilling, bro, mad cop cars.
Nah, bro.
So the cops start coming to the door, asking to come in and stuff. My boy, mad belligerent. Like my boy that's the owner of the house.
Yeah.
So I'm going to say Subway dude and I'm going to say my boy.
Okay, let's do.
So my boy, he's tripping on the cops.
Yeah.
F y'all some BANs.
Yeah.
Oh, this
Not
and
the
that.
first interaction between them.
Yeah, like y'all ain't coming in. Yo, if you don't got a warrant, F
Yeah.
y'all peas, get out of here. Like going crazy,
Oh,
bro.
shit.
Super belligerent. The cops are banging on the door. Once he starts yelling at them like that, bro, the Subway dude starts going
It was a wrap.
insane,
It was a
bro.
wrap.
He was telling, bro, just open the door. Just open the door.
Oh,
Just
he
let
was
him in."
trying to like interfere.
Bro, he was like, just open
nah.
the door, stop yelling.
I would
at
have been
them.
in the cut.
We're
not
gonna get arrested. And my other boy's like, dog, you need to chill out, dog. Like, we know
Yeah.
what we're doing.
Yeah.
We ain't doing nothing wrong.
Yeah.
They're coming for them, whatever that they got going on. Like,
Yeah.
we're good, bro. We just gotta wait it out. Bro, we're there probably till like 6, 7 in the morning. And the whole time, like, Buddy's just tripping, dog.
Wow.
Tripping. He's like about to cry.
Yeah.
He's out loud, like thinking out loud, like, bro, why did I come here?
That's
What
when
am
you
I
know he
doing?
fuck around and found out.
He definitely found out. So what ended up happening was when my other boys came in, we were young at the time, you know what I'm saying? 18, 19, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So they were sneaking over some girl's house. So
Mm,
when they snuck in, one of the neighbors seen.
gotcha.
And the neighbor called the cops, yo, somebody's robbing his house. Because the neighbor knew that the
wow.
parents were out of town,
Yeah.
which is why
That's wild.
the kid was coming,
Yeah.
the dudes were coming over because the parents were out of town.
hmm
She had a couple homegirls there, so they came through. Bruh, when they left the house, the cops were like, they're already there waiting for them to leave to
Yeah.
follow them back. So as soon as they pulled into my boy's crib, that's why they were already there and
Yeah.
got him, because like they were already following him from the girls' neighborhood. And they ended up letting him go because it was a misunderstanding.
Yeah,
you know what I'm
yeah,
saying?
it
Like
was
they
a-
ended up
yeah.
explaining, like, bro, we was just there messing around with some chicks.
Yeah.
You know, the
That
neighbor
wasn't nothing.
misunderstood.
Mhm.
They kind of verified the story, checked everything out, whatever, and then they eventually left.
Yeah.
And they gave up trying to come in my boy's crib because, like I said, my boy already knew they can't come in.
Yeah,
you know?
exactly.
So after everything happens, I ended up getting a ride back with my homie from work, the Subway dude.
Yeah.
Bro, on the way back, it's like the morning time. I'm just kind of like aggravated that I had to stay there all night. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I just wanted to go home. You know, I had to wait. So we're going back. I still remember just like looking out the window, like kind of leaning on the
Yo.
door, and this dude just
Yeah.
kind of like reflecting on what happened, talking about how he's like, nah, I think I'm not gonna smoke, bro.
Oh,
Like, you know what I'm
yeah.
saying? Because it's like,
Oh,
dog, this is the
yeah.
first time. So he was like, nah, bro.
Yeah.
It was so funny to me, dog, because like the way everything went down was like an after school special. Like,
Yeah.
you making the decision, like your teacher told you, nah, don't do it.
Yeah.
And then
you
as
do it
soon as you
anyways.
decided to do it, it's like every worst case scenario, because
Yeah,
that's how them after school
He got that
specials
battery in
work.
his back. But that's why if it was a movie that the part where the cops are knocking on the door and everybody's wild and he's yelling, that's when the record scratch and he's like,
You probably wonder how I got here.
probably wonder, yeah. Probably wonder how I got here. I made the wrong decision.
Bro, and the funny thing is, the reason that I never smoked until I was like 26, 27
Yeah.
was because I seen one of them after school specials.
For real?
It was 3 kids, white boy, black boy, Spanish boy. They all go up to the attic of the house, right?
Yeah.
I forgot what specific. I think it was like a bong or something.
Okay.
Like they found like a bong or something like that. They start smoking. White kid takes a hit, chilling.
Mm-hmm.
Black kid takes a hit, chilling. Spanish kid takes a hit, dies. Bruh. They had that little scene where like he's coming out like in the ambulance,
Yeah.
and then like the scene stops,
Yeah.
and then like the words and the narrator is like, Carlos had a heart condition
Yo,
that he didn't
that's
know about,
crazy.
and that smoke activated something in his lungs, and da da da.
Yo, those
da, and he
PSA
ended up dying.
commercials back then were
Bro, I was
crazy.
like in 5th grade, dog.
believe it?
I was like, no, bruh.
He said,
And
if
I'm
I'm ever
Spanish,
in a
dog.
room, if I'm ever in a room.
Dog, and I'm Spanish, so that
Yeah.
yo, that stuck with me, bro. Till I was like,
Yeah.
like I said, until I was like 25, 26,
Yeah,
bro. I
no,
thought I was
but-
like, dang, bro.
And that's why they put those kind of things out, because those messages actually hit for
Hey,
certain
it works.
people.
I'm gonna say that. Them after school specials work.
Yeah.
Dare works, you know what I'm saying? Because that
Yeah.
shirt was hard, bro. The
Yeah.
Dare shirt,
I wasn't there.
yo, the Dare shirt with the little
I
line.
wasn't
And you
there.
know,
I
when
didn't
they,
follow it, but I wasn't there.
bro, when they offering you a shirt
Yeah.
in like school or something, bro. I went to Waterford Lakes one time, which is like the little town center area in
Yeah.
Orlando, and they were doing like some kind of fair, like some kind of educational fair.
Mhm.
And there was a tent there that had like a little bouncy house, and you could go in a bouncy house, and then they gave you a shirt that said Wired Science. It was like one of the corniest shirts,
Yeah,
bro.
yeah.
But it was a free shirt, bro. I wore that shirt out, dog.
Forever.
You don't understand, bro. When my Wired Science shirt,
Yeah.
and the funny thing was, dog, that Wired Science shirt taught me how stupid people was, because they will always say that my shirt said Weird Science.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And it's
Well, that was a show, so it probably was similar to the logo of the show.
I don't know, because I never seen the show.
Oh, Weird
And
Science.
it might
That's
be
a
that.
classic show.
But
I know the
sh-
song.
For sure, it didn't say Weird Science
Yeah,
on it. And
Wired
in my
Science.
head, I'm like, damn, people kind of dumb, dog.
They must be smoking that reefer.
Facts. They must have been not
Yeah.
paying attention to the after school special, bro.
But it's funny because I still think about one of the main ones. It was a frying pan, and it was like, and it had an egg. This is your brain, and they cracked the egg in the frying pan. This is your brain on drugs. And
Yeah.
I'm like, damn. It's
You remember
like
Buddy that was like melted into the couch?
Yeah. I like that now. People are like, yo, I want to know where they had that. I want to know what strain they had.
Bro, that feeling,
Yeah.
I got that feeling
Oh,
from
yeah.
Mendo Breath OG. The same way Buddy was in the couch, that was
Mhm.
me. I was at the studio,
Yeah.
and I called my wife. I'm like, hey, I'm done with my session, but I'm pretty toasted,
I can't
so
go
I'm
nowhere.
gonna hang out
Yeah.
here for a little bit.
But I think it wasn't nearly as powerful back then. I'm just talking weed. Weed was definitely not as powerful back then as it is today for them to coming out with those kind of messages.
Bro, that's something that I got lucky with. That when I came into my smoking era,
Yeah.
it was already gas.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, shout out to my boy. Matter of fact,
Post
he's
Crippy.
one of the ones that was there that night. He always says rapper weed. You know
Yeah.
what I mean?
Oh,
Like,
yeah.
there's weed and then there's rapper weed. And it's like, I never had to smoke the Reggie. I never, like, I seen it when I was younger. You know, the joint that
Brown.
looked like little,
Seed
like,
and brown.
it wasn't even like nugs, bro. It was
Yeah.
like sheets.
No,
'Cause it was so
like
compressed.
it was like mulch.
Yeah, it was like mulch, bro. It was just
Straight up like
compressed
mulch.
sheets of like grass, bro. It was like the worst.
I grew
think
up in the
that's
mulch
partly
era.
why I wasn't like attracted to it at that
Yeah.
time either, because they were just coming around with Reggie, and you looked at it, you smelled it,
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
and it was like, you guys got that, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah. I remember that era, and I remember the transition of when people. I'm going to get too deep into this, but I still remember the transition of where people started moving on to Crippy. Back then, that was the name. It was Regs, Mids, and Crippy. And then it would be like majority Crippy and someone like, oh, I'll throw in some Regs. They're like, nah, Chief.
Keep it to
You
yourself,
keep
boy.
that right there. Yeah, but it's crazy because even though back then, still that was the most powerful stuff that existed back then.
Yeah.
People never experienced that, and you think you can handle it, and that shit hits you like a moving train.
Nah, facts, bro.
And that's what happened to Dave.
Yeah, that's what happened to Dave, man. Shout out to Dave. I be trying to find him sometimes, like on social media and stuff. Like I say, he's a
Yeah.
cool dude, bro.
Yeah.
But that was just a funny experience, dog. And yeah, bro. I always think about that when I think about code switching and stuff. And even
Yeah.
like just to wrap it up, like my spin on the movie of that would like emphasize that.
Yeah.
Like the code switching, you kind of trying to figure yourself out and trying to see where you belong and stuff. Cause like for me, it's like even deeper, bro. Like he was half black, half white. Who
Yeah.
knows if he just couldn't
trying to-
find somewhere to fit in?
Yeah,
You know
maybe
what
he
I'm
was
saying?
trying to navigate and see which side do I relate with the most. You could do that without weed, I'll tell you.
And
that
he's in the
much.
college era, so he's
Yeah.
leaving his hometown.
Yeah.
Like I never. That's what I'm saying, bro. Like when we
Yeah.
had that experience, bro, I was so naive and dumb.
Yeah.
I'd even think to like like, bro, this is a trap house. Like, maybe I shouldn't invite him
Yeah.
here. You know what I mean? Like, even like the fact that he came for college, like, and the type of person he was, like, I should have even been like, bro, this guy is not built for this. You know what I
No,
mean?
not only then, I think back then things were experimental. There weren't a lot of people around who did it. It could tell you, like today, if you want some, there's someone around you who could tell you exactly what's going to happen when you take it.
Yeah, facts.
Exact. Back then, everything was like, oh, I heard about this. No one's really said anything. Let's see. Now it's like, no, if you take this is how you're going to feel. This is what's going to happen. So I think the time that he was in, I get it. I would, if I put myself in his shoes, I'd probably take the same route. I'm not going to lie. I take the same route now sometimes, just in regular navigating through life. Oh, let me put myself in these positions, and I'm in there, and I'm like, oh, this ain't for me.
Yeah. Man, that was funny, dog. And, man, just to wrap it up, my final sentiments on this are, thanks to weed, I've had some of the funniest experiences in my life, bro. Even when I wasn't the one smoking, bro, just watching it from afar, bro, it's hilarious, man.
Yeah, I have some of those too. Once I remember like one like that, I'm gonna have to share it on here too.
Bro. And last thing I'm gonna say, dog, it's just so crazy to me that you decide to smoke weed and then you get locked into a house surrounded by cops. Like, it's just a crazy situation to be in, bro. And like, now thinking of, like, we were clowning him at the time, but now when you think about it, of course he would be scared, bro.
Nah, bro.
Like, why would he be scared?
In the mirror before he left the house, like, today's gonna be a good night. Everything's gonna go just fine tonight. Smoke a little weed.
A few homies.
Yeah, bring guys are gonna like some Subway cookies, and we're gonna have a good time.
Bro, them cookies ain't save him that night, boy. I'll tell you that much.
They ain't that good.